As we start a new week, let's become still. Just quiet your mind so that the past becomes irrelevant. And now, the only reality. Come to this place where peace begins. A place of not knowing what to do. A place of surrender. A place where you can say, "Yes, Lord, thy servant hears." A place where you can say, "Feed me." Come to this place. Come to now. Unburdened. Not strapped to the past. Just let your shoulders drop. Just become conscious of the breath that you're taking in. Breath is life. Breath is God. Just relax. Stay in this moment with me, for there is nothing but God. Let the pictures that you paint in your mind pass by. Don't lock in. Let them pass by. Open up your mind to the new, to the available, to the potential. No concern, no fear, no worry, no doubt. Come to this place. Stay a while in this wonderful garden of allness. Everything that could be is now. Cast your eyes before you now and see that the harvest is ready. And all that the universe has prepared for you is now right before you. And you can see clearly because the mist of the past that separated you from now is gone. Just realize this moment as a moment where you and all there is become one. Just become one with all that there is. No manifestation, but just the potential to be. Cast your eyes and see this wonderful table of bounty that is before you. And you have the power to independently choose what you have need of. Without the voices from the outer, without the influences of the senses, just make a choice. Whatever decision that you make, you have the power to shape and form. Form it into a dream that you alone can see. Let faith and imagination wake up in you. Knowing that with you all things are possible. That everything begins just as that seed begins and becomes a great oak. Your potential is to be great, not to scratch on the ground, but to look up into the skies and see the possibility of soaring and becoming and vanishing and reappearing. Just being. Take flight. See the world in a new way. See yourself in a new way. Move beyond the coarseness that existed in the past. And as you soar above, feel the lightness that it brings. For you are a spiritual being meant to soar high above the mundane and the coarse. Free and fly. Fly freely. Be light. Let all the clouds pass you by as you continue to journey forth in this wonderful space of available substance that has been with you from the beginning and will always be available to you. Be still. Know and experience the fullness of the presence of God in your midst. And so it is.
The thought for the week is by Evan. Let us refer to the bulletin and we shall read it together. Together, please. Expansion requires the acquisition of more. It is in the gaining of wisdom and understanding that we come to realize the unlimited nature of our being. We will now have a musical selection by Shemroy Parkinson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
say thanks for all the things you have done for me. Things so undeserved, yet you gave to prove your love for me. The voices of a million angels could not express my gratitude. All that I am and ever hope to be, I owe it all to thee. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things he has done. With his love, he has saved me. With God's power, he has raised me. To God be the glory for the things he has done. Just let me live my life. Let it be pleasing, Lord, to thee. And should I gain any praise, let it go to Calvary. With his love, he has saved me. With God's power, he has raised me. To God be the glory for the things he has done. Just let me live my life. Let it be pleasing, Lord, to thee. And should I gain any praise, let it go to Calvary. With his love, he has saved me. With God's power, he has raised me. To God be the glory for the things he has done. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamroy. Thank you, Richard. Today's lesson is part of the Dream Series and is focused on work and right thinking. It will be given by the Reverend Evan Reed. Are you ready? Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Work and right thinking. In the first chapter of Genesis 1, the Spirit that is the Creator, having created the many aspects of being and existence, said to man, "Be fruitful, go forth and multiply." These words are repeated again in the new world after Noah had gone through the flood experience and had to reestablish himself in a new situation. These words were also spoken to Abraham. Go forth and multiply. It means that to me, from the beginning of our existence, our purpose is to express, to be active, and to be engaged in living, that we must go forth, be active. To go forth means to be active. And the intent in being active is to increase. That our role in life is to increase, to add to multiply. And we do that through action. The first action happens in mind, when we allow our minds to perceive newness and to create in that newness new dreams, new intent that we can act upon, go forth and find increase. That our role is not to be dependent on anything outside of us. We came with the ability to work. To work means to be actively engaged in living. And the purpose is always to find newness and to add to our living. If we are not doing that, then we are going against the principle that wherever we are, increase is possible. Many of us wait, become inactive, hoping to become active. The funny thing about inaction is that once it sets in, it takes a serious emotional experience to move again. That's inertia. So why wait? When you know that you were born to act, not to react, but to act upon, to move, to create, to find ways of adding newness. That's the purpose of each life. Not to stand dormant and in a static position, work on the hope that God would make it happen for you. God provides us with the substance to create from. But we have to do mental action first to create. When we create in the mind, the only way we can experience it outside is when we act further. Nothing comes to us until we act. The idea behind life is movement. To have life means to have the ability to move. If you are not moving, you are not alive. So a lot of us are not mentally alive. We are always in a static place, working with the word hope. But our hope is for some outside force to come and do the work for us. So many of us sit outside of the gates of prosperity for years, hoping that somebody else will come and do it for us. There's the story of the man who sat outside the gates in Bethsaida, right around a pool. And it was said, just like a lot of theological sayings, that if we do this, we will achieve that, without actually doing the work. He came to the pool because he had a disability. And it is said that those who have disability, when they show up by the pool, and they're the first person to get into the pool, because at some time an angel will come down and touch the water, they will be healed. And he was there for 38 years. Some of us are sitting by the pool of health, of prosperity, of happiness for 38 years. And we will be there for the rest of our lives, because we believe that an angel will come down and touch the waters. But in our incapacitated state, we can't get up to go in the water, because there are 500 people in the same condition, and it's the first one. But you have told yourself that you are crippled, so that means you can't move, you need help. Just take a look at your life, where you are. All of us need help. But every idea comes fully clothed with all that is necessary to fulfill it. That means once you have an idea, have a dream, have an intent, the only person that could bring it into expression, express it, or make it come to life is you. God does the first thing. God gives us the ability to see the idea. Once you see it, it's yours. What it becomes is no longer God's problem. If it does not become, if it becomes addled, like an addled egg, it cannot come forth. Some of us, eggs are meant to be hatched in about 21 days. And after 21 days sitting on an idea and it hasn't hatched, you are sitting on a dead egg that will never hatch. And some of us keep sitting on dead eggs, believing that an angel will come down and touch the egg, and the egg will spring to life. You know, baby, if it is to be, it's up to me, baby. Life is the activity of being engaged in living 24/7. There's no holiday in living. Living is breathing in. Just the thought of you have to keep breathing in to live suggests something to you, that if you stop breathing, you're dead. So the first physical action is to breathe in. Think about it. And from there, everything else that has to happen to you, you have to take action. If it does not make sense, come back and talk to me 30 years or 38 years from now. Work is the method through which we express. If you're not expressing, what are you doing? Wasting time. And the longer you take to express is the more inertia sets in. And you know how difficult it is to wake up and do what you know you were supposed to do 40 years ago. Because the longer you stay in that repose, is the longer it takes to get up. Why not get up now and start to live? You know, people don't realize that getting up is not a physical thing. If you don't get up in your mind, the body cannot get up. You see, life is always flowing through you. The motivator to live is your mind. Spirit is always alive in you. But if mentally you don't motivate spirit to move your body will not do what it needs to do to help you live a healthy, happy, and prosperous life. That makes sense? Yes. If it does not make sense, we will talk about it. The more we love what we are doing, is the more energy we pour into it. I don't know. The more we love what we are doing, the more we love our dreams, is the more we give our energy to it. For love, work is actually love in expression. So the more you love it, is the more you express it. Think about many lives living in hate, and the more they hate, is the more they are killing themselves. The more you don't like to do it and you're still doing it, is the more struggle you have, because two cannot walk together unless they agree. Love is about agreement, the unity of spirit, soul, and body. When you have a spirit that is willing, a soul that is based on duality, I think I can, I know I shouldn't. I think I should do it, but no, I shouldn't. When you have that going on in your mind, there's that internal struggle that blocks spirit from expressing freely through you. Your body is a tool to express. The earth is represented by your body, the physical form. Go forth, go all through the earth and multiply. Every part of our bodies is meant to be linked up with every part of our spirit and our mind to free all the negative elements that prevent expression, so we can be a free, giving, flowing being that produces oneness wherever we are. For where there is oneness, there is peace. Wherever there is peace, there's going to be prosperity, happiness, and all the things that you desire in your life. All right? Expression requires action, and action breeds success. And the more successful you are, is the more successful you can be. The law of increase is based on use. The more you use what you have, is the more you gain what you think you need to gain. Making sense? If it's not making sense, as I said, 38 years like the man by the pool. Somebody will come, like a name of Evan, somebody else will come to help you around. So don't get lost. Right thinking is the search for the truth. Right thinking is the search for the truth. What is the truth? What is the truth? Truth is absolute. And because human consciousness is finite, and the truth is infinite, it means that the more we search for the infinite, is the more we have revelations about the infinite. We will never get there. But by searching for it, we become more aware of ourselves as we become more aware of the capacity of this enormous thing called truth. This is why I remember when I was maybe about 8 years old, I used to argue with my father about certain things. And with a smile on his face, he will just say, okay. It's when I got older, he was saying to me, you're foolish now, one day you'll become wise. Because as we grow, we are meant to have a new understanding of the same thing we had when we were younger. If we are not increasing in wisdom and intelligence and in understanding, well, we become myopic and fundamental. And when we become fundamental, we lose all the possibility of growth. And since we are supposed to go forth and multiply, hello now, any form of static or staying renders us limited. If we are supposed to be an unlimited being, anytime we have concluded that this is it, we have a problem. When God sent forth Abraham, he said to Abraham, go to a place that I will show you. You don't know where you're going, but your travel is unlimited to a place that you don't know. So don't say this is it. Keep moving. And the more you move, is the more you get to realize your potential for increase. So you cannot allow any place that you have arrived at to come between you and your true search for the truth. Right thinking means that I have to practice a principle every moment that I am consciously aware. By practice, I mean by using it. And by using it, it unfolds differently for me. Because my intention is to gain higher heights in every aspect of my ability to express. If I'm still expressing the same thing that I expressed at 8 years old, and now I'm 80, people don't go tell people that it's not true. Then there's a problem. It means I have not grown. And since growth is the intent of life, I need to grow. I need to grow. I must be always seeking growth. I must always accept that of myself I can do nothing, that there is a spirit in me that knows where I need to go, and surrender to it. For I have never been to this place before called now. And because I have never been now, how could I know what now requires? This is why right thinking requires an openness, a meekness, a humility, just to say I know nothing. Spirit, show me. And sometimes when we say Spirit shows me, some person comes into our life with a new something. Someplace we go, we have a new experience, and suddenly you catch yourself, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. When you remain open and receptive, you become available. But when you say you know, You shut down and you stop living. You ever seen that? You ever experienced that? Is that sometimes you think you know, and you go somewhere and a little child embarrasses you and cause you to realize, oh my gosh. And you look around to see if the people here know you because you have been an expert for the last 40 years. And a little child has exposed you to be a dummy. You ever had that experience? So the more open you are, and the more willing you are to get to know, this is what right thinking is all about. But right thinking also begins with a recognition that each one of us is an expression of spirit. Each one of us is an expression of spirit. This is the first thing we need to know. That I am an expression of the Almighty, or all that there is. And since I live and move and have my being in the Almighty, wherever I go, I am still a spiritual being, like every other person on the planet Earth. We are all spiritual beings, coming from the same source, living in the same consciousness, and doing the same things that we hope to do to bring about a better life. You know, sometimes you got to realize you got to stop condemning people, because everybody who is doing what they're doing think they're doing the best thing that they could because of where they want to go. That's all. Just accept that you have discovered for yourself that you don't have to take the road of the materialist. You can take the road of spirit. That's a choice. But don't condemn the one who does not take your road. For in my Father's house, there are many roads leading to the same thing. When I was younger, I thought that getting connected with people would bring me happiness. Oh God. I was wrong. The more people I connected with, is the more I discovered how disjointed I was. Till I came to a place where I realized I don't even have connection with myself, meaning the Spirit of God in me. How could I find peace if I can't find peace inside of me? The journey to peace begins when you want to give your life and your love to that beginning presence that is in you. I remember reading Hindu literature from way back 40 years ago. And in my struggle to find myself, the writer says, if you cannot find God where you are and in the religion that you were born into, you cannot find God. And I thought about it. Because, you see, all religion begins with someone having a breakthrough without theology. And if you go back to that esoteric statement that was made, you find the truth. But then theology comes and cloud the truth with methodology and suggest all sorts of stuff of how to. And that's where we fail. The first truth is in the beginning God. Ended there. In the beginning God. And God created me after its image. Like that's all you need to do. You don't need anything else. And just try to practice wherever I am in the presence of God. Now, take the word God out and put absolute good. Wherever I am, there's only absolute good. And if I could practice that, hello now, I'm always in a state of goodness. So when I wash away and clear away all that stuff that I have described other than good, there's a lightness that appears, and I got to find out that the more I seek the truth, is the more the truth becomes available to me. No seeking, no finding. Seek and you shall find. No knocking or no ringing at the doorbell, the door is not going to open up. You got to do the work. Hello now. In the search for the truth of your being, you got to do the work. Don't just come to class or come to the lecture or go to church on a Sunday and get euthanized. Hello now. You may as well stay home and smoke a joint, because it's the same thing. But you need to search to find. And that's the work. You got to put work every conscious moment in finding who you are. And when you find who you are, you can become who you are by living who you are. That's how easy it is. All the notes left by great people in books you can read. But until one day you have that breakthrough, surely, surely, surely. Wow. God is in this place, and I didn't know that before. Until you get that, keep searching. God bless.
My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh Lord, yes. My hallelujah belongs to you. My hallelujah belongs to you. My hallelujah belongs to you.
You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Yes, you do. You deserve it. My hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you.
My hallelujah.
My hallelujah belongs to you. My hallelujah belongs to you. My hallelujah belongs to you.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
All of the glory.
All of the
Hallelujah.